What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Now, today's video is going to be really embarrassing for me to share, and I'm really putting myself out there, so go easy on me in the comments. But in today's video, I want to share with you all of the failed businesses that I've tried to start in my life. I'm going to share with you what those businesses were, how much money I made from each of them, and then also the lessons that I learned through these failed businesses that have helped me get to where I am today. Now, they say that success doesn't come overnight, and from my experience, it definitely doesn't come in your first try. It takes months and even years of failed chances and opportunities until you finally find the thing that you can excel at. And you're going to see that in this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first business that I ever started was back in college, and the name of this business was Payper Leaf. Now, the reason that I created this business was I was in an online business class where our final project was to come up with a business idea and then build a website for that business idea, and then to try to turn a profit and make a little money. And so my idea came one day when I was at the main building at my college, and I was waiting in line to get some pages printed for one of my classes. And I was waiting in line for like 30 minutes, and I was really frustrated. And so, boom, there was my idea. Why don't I just make printing papers easier for college students? And so Payper Leaf was born, and the idea behind this was people would email me the prints that they needed, and then I would print those out from my own printer, and then I would deliver them to the student on campus wherever they were. And I thought this would be easier. I could charge them a little bit more, and in my mind, I was going to make millions. And I realize now that that was a dumb thought process, because it's really difficult to make millions off of 30-cent prints. But it was a good experience for me, and even though I made a whopping $0 from this idea, I will forever be grateful for this business, because this was the first time that I ever built a website, and little did I know that I would end up running a web design agency. This was when I first found my love for web design. So Payper Leaf, I thank you. Now, the second business that I started is the one that I'm most embarrassed about. Now, I had been doing a lot of research online, taking courses, reading books, watching YouTube videos, and I had come to the conclusion that the best way to make money online was selling courses. So I did a little research and decided the perfect niche for me was teaching stay-at-home moms how to make money online. Now, at the time, for some reason, I didn't really think about the whole moms probably aren't going to want to learn how to make money from a single male college student. But I didn't think about that at the time, because this was a great niche and people were searching how to make money online for stay-at-home moms. And so I thought that I had the perfect idea. So what I did is I created a Twitter and started trying to get followers. I started posting, and I created a free ebook that people could download by submitting their email. And then I was going to get an email list, build up that email list, and then eventually sell them a course. So through this whole process, I think I had maybe 50 people download the ebook. And so I had an email list of 50 people, and this was a huge success in my book. Unfortunately, I never got around to making the course, and I made $0 off of this business. However, I did learn how to start building an email list and get people to engage with me by leaving their email. And in my book, that was a huge success and a huge step forward in my process of finding the online business that I would eventually find success with. Now, my next business was very much along the same lines, but I thought it was a business that I could kind of relate to a little bit more. I wanted to stick with the whole ebook idea, but I wanted to charge money for an ebook. I thought this would be a great way to make passive income. After all, you write an ebook and then it just sells itself, right? Now, this idea came from my brother and sister-in-law who had just gotten a new puppy, and this new puppy was a little bit difficult to train. And as I got researching, I realized that there was a lot of desire out there to learn how to crate train your puppy. And so there was my idea. I'm going to create cratetraining.com, and I'm going to sell an ebook on how to crate train your puppy. It's going to solve all of these problems that people have with their puppies, and it's going to be a great idea. Unfortunately, again, I made $0 off of this ebook, but I did spend several months writing the ebook, researching, putting together all this content, and unfortunately, it was a huge flop. But even though it failed, I still felt like I was getting warmer and warmer every failure that I had, and I was not ready to give up yet. However, I did give up on the whole ebook idea, and instead I moved on to affiliate marketing because, wouldn't you know it, I found a YouTube video that said affiliate marketing is the best way to make money. So I dove headfirst into clickbank.com, which is one of the biggest affiliate marketing websites out there, and they just have hundreds, if not thousands, of affiliate courses and products and whatever else you can imagine on there. And I just become an affiliate, and then I throw my affiliate link out there on the web, and if people buy that product, I get a little cut from that sale. So it made perfect sense, right? Very little work. I'm going to make a ton of money. Great. So what I did is I became an affiliate for a couple courses, and then I got on YouTube and I started paying different YouTube creators to post my affiliate link in the description of their YouTube videos. And I thought I was really creative with this idea. And one night, I will forever remember this night, I got a notification on my phone that I had made $250. And I remember my heart was racing and I couldn't speak. I was so excited. And at this point, I was married. And so I ran to my wife and I told her, we just made $250 online. And in my mind, this was it. We had arrived. Little did I know that I was not going to make any more money from this business. But making your first dollars online completely opens up all of the possibilities, and I couldn't have been more excited. All right, guys, I was getting closer and closer to my big idea. But once again, I completely changed up my strategy, and I decided to dive into drop shipping. If you don't know what drop shipping is, basically I put a picture on my website and try to sell something. If somebody buys it, a company named Alibaba ships that from China directly to the customer. So I never have to touch any products. I don't have any overhead, and I can try to sell things through my website. And so I decided that I was going to sell gaming headsets because gaming was huge at the time. I think at this time Fortnite was like the biggest game. Everyone was playing, and I thought everybody needs a headset. And so I created GG Mics. And I was really proud of this idea. In fact, I created an Instagram page that grew fairly quickly, and that's where most of my sales came from. So yes, I did make some money. I also made a website that I don't have anymore because I ended up selling this business, but I was selling headsets. And in fact, I made between $5,000 and $10,000 selling headsets, and I was really excited. But I very quickly got burnt out of posting on Instagram and managing these sales. And I learned a really big lesson in this business, and that is if your customers aren't happy, then you will never be happy. The thing I didn't factor in is shipping these headsets from China took like 6 to 10 weeks. And so people thought that it was a scam. I was constantly getting emails, when is my headset gonna get here? Then I would get emails saying my headset broke and I've only been using it for a week. And it was not a product that I could really stand behind. I don't feel like there was a lot of quality to it. And all of my customers just seemed mad at me all the time, and I was just bummed out about it. Like I'm kind of a people pleaser, and that really bummed me out. And so I ended up selling GG Mics for I think $2,000, something like that. And I washed my hands of it, and I moved on to my next venture. Now this next business was the last business that I ever started before my final business. Okay, so I'm getting very close to the end. I started to get this idea that I wanted to help people generate Google reviews online. There were a lot of different businesses out there that were doing this, and I thought, if they can do this, so can I. So I created a little bit of like a review funnel, and without getting into too many details, I found a great way to help small businesses ask their customers for Google reviews. And so once I created this process, I created the company Sifter. And Sifter was basically a knockoff of all of the other review generation sites out there. I just smushed them all into one, and I started selling this to customers. Now, as this started to pick up momentum, I started to land some clients, and things were going really well. I had clients paying me like $200 a month to use my review funnel. It was very little work, very little input, and I learned the value of offering recurring services that made me money every single month. Now, one thing that I did not expect was the email that I got one day from a massive company. Like I'm talking like $50-100 million plus company. One of the biggest players in the review space sent me a cease and desist letter and said, you better shut down your website and stop offering review services, or we're gonna sue you for everything you're worth and everything you'll ever make. And this scared me to death. And I immediately took my website down and I didn't know what to do. Luckily, my dad's an attorney, and so he looked over things and he said, you'll be fine. Maybe just change the name, change the website, do whatever you need to. And so I changed the name Sifter to Text Waves, and I continued to offer these online review services. Now, this review business probably made me around $10,000 to $15,000 over the course of about a year. And things were going really well, but it still just lacked something. I just wasn't super content or super proud of my business. And so things started to fizzle out. I started to lose clients, and eventually the business just died out. And so I was left again with no business, no money, and just a handful of lessons that I learned from all of these failures. And so what I decided to do was go back to my roots, go back to the one thing that I knew I was good at and I could do, and that was design. I had taken design classes in college. It was something that I enjoyed. And as I dove back into freelance design, I started getting opportunities to design websites. And luckily, from my first business venture, I learned how to build websites. That freelance business that I took on really just to make a little bit of money to support my family turned into the business that I have today, which is called Pait Digital. Over the last couple of years, we have served over 100 different businesses. We've generated over $10 million in revenue through our websites and marketing efforts. And I've had some of the coolest experiences working with awesome clients and awesome team members. And I could not be happier about what I'm doing with my career right now. And so if you are currently struggling with the business idea that you have, or you've had several failures and you're feeling down and are not sure if you should continue to pursue these dreams, I would just say hang in there, because it took me literally years of failures before I finally found the thing that I'm good at, that I love, that I'm passionate about, and that I could stick to and see it through. And if you have those things, you're going to find success with your online business. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to catching you in the next one.